everybody. Welcome to the Electric Starship channel. We are out on location today at a friend of ours, Lione, with Retro World Arcade. We're here today to have a look and see his establishment, see what he's doing different than us, and make friends in the business. So, how long have you been open?
We've been open since Halloween of last year, so roughly about 3 months, going on 3 months now. It's been a good while since Abilene's had retro arcade, probably since the early 90s since we've had one. So we feel that nostalgia was something that Abilene was missing.
What would you say is your favorite game here at your establishment?
My favorite game would probably be our Space Zap. For a black and white game, I think it was pretty well advanced with a color overlay, so Midway did pretty good with that one. My whole ambition for gaming started when I was a kid. I'd say it was probably about 6 or 7. One of my first game systems was this Coleco Donkey Kong, and my mother had found it at a rummage sale, so we picked it up, and that was my favorite toy. It was my favorite everything, Of course, I got older, it got forgotten, got thrown away, and that always stuck with me. We had some neighborhood kids that they were real hardcore gamers. They always had the newest game systems, but I always grew up on the Atari and things like that. So gaming, it's always been a big part of me. Just sporadically, one night I seemed to have just a random idea and went out and got an arcade for my kids to enjoy because I wanted to share that with them, show them what retro gaming was. Eventually, 1 turned into 2, 2 turned into 3, 3 turned into 6, and they were in the kitchen and it became an issue. So we ended up getting a building. 6 turned into 10, and here we are at about 45, close to 50 games. So we decided to open a small town retro arcade and share this love that we have for gaming with the community, because it's been about 20 years since Abilene's had any retro gaming arcades. So we figured we could give that back to the community.
Cool, show us around, man.
All right, man. Well, this is a Retro World Arcade. We're a small town arcade located in Abilene, Texas. So it's a small collection of retro games. Everything in here is mostly 80s. So we have our Stern Scramble. That was a nice addition we picked up from the Metroplex area. All these games are from all over Texas. We have our Centauri Time Pilot. We picked this one up in Wichita Falls. We ended up getting Phoenix here locally. Of course, Phoenix was pretty popular everywhere else. Ladies was another one made by Centauri. All these games were pretty much the same wood grain cabinet, so they have a lot of similarities. This was part 2, I believe. Eagle was the very first one. It was Eagle, Pleiades, and Phoenix. This was one of the first games that I bought when I was getting into this hobby. Picked this up for about $200. Ended up capping the monitor, and that was it. Upgraded the power supply, and it's been here ever since. Doing great. Real unique game. That's one of my favorites. One of my other favorites would be our Midway Space Zap. That's not a very common title.
Very rare.
It's pretty rare, and we have this out on the floor. We just want to share that with our customers. When we picked this up, it had been upgraded with a power supply, monitor had been capped, but it had no color overlay. So this being a black and white game, we had to fabricate our color overlay, and this is just a real unique game on its own. And this one actually gets a lot of gameplay here on the floor at Retro. Missile Command actually does very well. for the Abilene area. We have most teens and youth that come in here, and they've never seen any type of games like this. So all this is actually new to them.
We have a couple of diehard people that come in just to play Missile Command.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's a great classic. This is actually one of our newest additions. So this is actually our competitive game for the month. Each month we do what's called a competitive competition. So we set a certain game on the floor, and whoever has the highest score by the end of the month, they win a grand prize. Lately we've been giving away game systems. So this month I believe we'll be giving away a Retron 32X Sega. So Burger Time is our game for the month. This game has gotten good reviews here, so everybody's liking Burger Time.
Can't go wrong with Asteroid Deluxe.
Asteroids Deluxe is a good one. That's our only vector game that we have out on the floor at the moment. Everybody would always ask for Asteroids. Well, we ended up coming across this one at a steal of a find. So it's a real good addition. It's a real hard game. So
yeah.
Well, we have for music here, we have a retro jukebox. Now this thing's been converted over. It's been gutted out, so it no longer plays 45s. We had this converted over to a Bluetooth. So every music hit from the 80s, we have it playing on the jukebox. So we crank it up, at night, and it's just a whole different ambiance at night with all the neon lights. And we just figured we'd have a good soundtrack to go with it. Our other fighters we do have is the full Mortal Kombat lineup. So we have Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, and Mortal Kombat 4, which will actually be hosting a tournament later this month on our Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. We just want to give people in Abilene a chance to do some competitive play like it was back in the day. So that's going to be a good addition. Real iconic. These are your classics. So that's kind of what we went based off of the original games, that everybody would ask for. That's your Ms. Pac-Man. We have your Frogger. We have your Double Dragon. Yeah, RoboCop. It's a good addition here. I mean, it's just one of the icons of the 80s. Here at Retro World, we try to live up to the name of, anything retro and 80s. That's something real iconic we had to have here.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Leon and Retro World Arcade and his amazing crew out there in Abilene, Texas. If you guys like what you saw and like to check out more Retro World Arcade, give him a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Retro World Arcade.